Welcome to Down the Hatch, the show where I put stuff in my mouth and talk about what it tastes like. I'm your host, Barry Flavors, and this is the cereal portion of my quarantine. So I don't really eat cereal that much anymore. I haven't had cereal actually in a long time. I don't buy cereal, probably because I'm not 7. So I thought maybe doing some cereals would be cool. Cereal is for children, for the most part. And for man children.
Sandy, have you got the ring? Why, certainly. Join hands, you lovebirds.
In the 80s and 90s, everything got a cereal. Spider-Man cereal, Mr. T cereal, Ghostbusters cereal, E.T. cereal, Batman cereal. The original Michael Keaton Batman cereal was the dopest commercial of all time.
The adventure continues. Now with Batman, the cereal.
We got some 2% milk right here. I like that it said supports brain health. I'm a sucker for packaging. I don't really do, almond milk, soy milk. They're not actually milks. You know how I know that they're not milks? Because there's no soy or almond titty. The reality of it is there's soy and almond juice. Cereal is also very simple. Pour the cereal in a bowl, you put milk in it, done. It's like the easiest meal. And it's also a meal that doesn't really end until you want it to end. All right, let's just fucking kick this cereal frenzy off. Here we go. First one up. A classic. Lucky Charms. Lucky Charms are frosted, toasted oat cereal with marshmallows.
They're magically delicious!
This one is almost too easy. There's probably never been a cereal more prevalent in pop culture than Lucky Charms.
They're always after me, Lucky Charms.
Let's get a little pour on these bad boys right here. All right, Lucky Charms. Here we go. Down the hatch. That is so sweet. This is what you give to kids in the morning, huh? That's why they crash and freak out in the afternoon. Try to stab a teacher in the neck with a pencil. Didn't they make a version of Lucky Charms that was all marshmallows and just marshmallows? I don't think I would like that. This one has a decent amount of marshmallows, but without the oats, I think it would just be a little too much. Most of the cereal game too is in the box. Sometimes there's games on the back of the box. Sometimes there's toys in the box.
Hey, a dinosaur!
Not a ton of flavor to talk about here. I mean, it's a classic. It probably used to be one of my favorite cereals when I was a kid. I forgot actually how sweet it is. Not gonna lowball it too much. 6-2. Score. Taste it. All right, keep the sugar train moving. Here we go. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. The crack cocaine of cereal. Crispy, sweetened, whole wheat, and rice cereal. Made with real cinnamon. Literally the commercial for this when I was a kid was basically children begging a Walter White type character to make them more Cinnamon Toast Crunch because they're tweaking out and they're running a little low.
Come on, Wendell. We need you to make more Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Yeah, we're getting low.
Look how big his pupils are here. Huh? He's on drugs. I don't buy Cinnamon Toast Crunch anymore because if I buy Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I will eat the entire box in one day. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, here we go, down the hatch. It's got the brown sugar vibes, the cinnamon flavor, and it definitely has the crunch. The deal with Cinnamon Toast Crunch is it's not super sweet, it's just right. I'll give you 5 bowls of this. Hey, Bailish, you want some Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Big fan of CTC. Maybe my favorite cereal, honestly. I might have a little bit of a bias, but I gotta rate it super high. 9-4. Score. Taste it. All right, next up, kind of like a 2-part cereal because it comes in a couple of different flavors. We've got Cocoa and Fruity Pebbles. Now, it's hard to really decide which one of these is better. It really just depends on the mood that you're in. Let's kick it off with the Fruity Pebbles. The thing with Fruity Pebbles, either of the Pebble cereals really is people kind of forget yeah, the Flintstones are on the box, but really it is a Flintstones cereal. The name is literally chiseled out of rocks. They're pebbles. All right, here we go. Fruity Pebbles, down the hatch. Definitely fruity. Has a fruit flavor, but not super sweet. These are basically Rice Krispies, just loaded in disgusting food dye. Good box action on the back, Yabba dabba do, that's important. And then we've got this nice little blank canvas here. This is how you used to engage kids before social media. You get a little better as they get more mushy. And then the milk changes color. You're basically left with a cereal flavor, kind of strawberry milk when you're done. Not gonna rate it super, super high. 7-8. Score. Taste it. Let's jump into the cocoa. This probably is my favorite and only chocolate cereal that I fuck with. Coolest part about Cocoa Pebbles, they really turn into some serious chocolate milk, more than any other chocolate cereal out there. All right, Cocoa Pebbles down the hatch. I remember that Seinfeld episode where Kramer throws all the cereal in Jerry's drawer. Definitely better than the Fruity Pebbles, for sure. Cereal kind of reminds me of like Saturday morning cartoons. Just sit on the couch, crush some Ninja Turtles, little Sonic, you know, typical day. Definitely prefer the Cocoa Pebbles over the Fruity Pebbles. Gonna give it a decent score, 8-4. Score, taste. Here we go. All right, now this is a classic, obviously. Frosted Flakes. Doesn't really get more classic than that, I don't think, you know. They are, as they say, great. You guys ready? Good boy. Tony the Tiger is basically like the godfather of cereals. Like if all of the cereal mascots were ever like to convene, this homeboy is definitely the Shere Khan of the cereal kingdom. Here we go. Frosted Flakes down the hatch. Very sweet, very frosted. It's in the title, can't be surprised. Just a basic regular old Kellogg's cornflake, just loaded with sugar. Next time you go out on a date with anybody, just order cereal, just to see how they react.
Let me get a bowl of Raisin Bran.
Great.
That's a power move. Thinking back, I think I probably actually prefer just plain old Kellogg's cornflakes. Probably the second sweetest cereal we've had next to the Lucky Charms. Give it a decent, middle of the road score, 8-1. Score, taste it. All right, last but not least, Pop cereal. Now, Pops in the grand scheme of cereals is actually a little bit newer. I think it was kind of an invention of the late 80s, early 90s. If you were a kid at that time, there is no way that you don't remember the Pops commercial.
I gotta have my Pops.
Gotta have my Pops. All right, here we go. Pops cereal down the hatch. I could see why people had to have these. They're sort of like the consistency of cheese doodles. It's like a puffed piece of corn, but instead of having like, you know, cheese dust all over it, it's just coated in like some honey and kind of sugar juice, some little simple syrup on it. Not really a ton of flavor going on in here. Kind of boring a little bit, I'll be honest with you. I thought Pops was gonna bring the flavor. It's really not. I'm not gonna give it a terrible score, but you know, 7-1. Score, taste it. That's a review, folks. That's our show. Thanks for checking us out. If you're feeling terrible, go out, grab some sugar cereal, watch some cartoons. That'll make you feel better for about 5 seconds. As always, I'm your host, Barry Flavors. We'll see you next time on Down the Hatch.